Hey everyone, it's Jeff Fisher of High School Football America. And a couple of years ago, I had this brainstorm when I saw some young man getting a head coaching job that I should do a little research and figure out who was the youngest head coach in high school football. Well, I found it out then, but whatever that record was then has been broken recently in Southern Illinois. His name is Grant Gordon. He's the guy on the other side of the box, and he is the new head coach at Christopher-Ziegler-Royalton. He's 20 years old. It's going to be hard to top that. You're almost going to have to be a high school player and a head coach at the same time, a player's coach, I guess, at that point. Grant, thanks for joining me today. Congratulations on what I believe is the record as the youngest head coach in high school football.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun here. We didn't do a lot of talking before I started taping this, so let's just dive right into it. You were the quarterback on the team just a couple of years ago. You were an assistant coach on the team a year ago, and now at 20 years old, you are the head coach. How the heck did that happen?
Correct. Yeah. So, I was a quarterback. I've been a quarterback all throughout high school. I was a 2-year varsity starter. I actually played for Benton High School, which is about 15 miles down the road. And then I transferred back home for my senior year and played for Coach Anthony Hargrove, who played in the NFL. He played for the St. Louis Rams and won a Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints. So I played for him my senior year. I had a couple college offers, not real big, a couple D2 and D3 schools to play football. Well, then COVID hit. And just a bad timing and all that. And, I decided to just be best for me to stay home and go to school and start pursuing my degree. So then I talked to Coach Hargrove, I was pretty close with him, and he asked me to come on to his staff. So I've spent the past 2 seasons as an assistant under him. The first year I really coached quarterbacks and worked on the offensive side of the ball. Second year, I stepped up to offensive coordinator and head JV coach. And then, I talked to Coach Hargrove, and he put out that he's leaving. He accepted a position at a D2 school down in South Carolina. So, it left a vacancy, and it was intriguing to me. I thought about it. I knew it was something I wanted to do, but obviously, the elephant in the room is my age. So I thought, heck with it. I'm going to put in. I know I can do a good job. I believe I can do a good job. So I put my name in, went through the process. And I got the call on a Friday night after a board meeting that I will be the next head coach. Super excited and thankful for the opportunity. So,
well, like you said, probably everybody went, huh? You want to be the head coach?
Definitely a lot of that.
What was the interview process like? I mean, how many questions did you get asked about your age?
I would say there's about 3 or 4 questions about my age. Well, not really my age, just your experience and all that kind of stuff. But, I am from here. So I think a lot of people knew me. They watched me play. They watched me help coach. So, they had a good idea of what I was about, which helped.
Yeah. What was the biggest fear you had other than your age in when you made the decision that, hey, you know what? I think the time is right. Who cares about age? Age is just a number.
Right. I think the other biggest thing would probably just be going through school at the same time. I'm working on getting my bachelor's degree. And to be a head coach, it takes a lot of time and a lot of commitment. And so does school. But, the way that my schedule's worked out, I feel like I can balance both of them. And I'm super excited.
Now, obviously, it just happened, about a week ago, I guess. So have you had a chance to gather I was going to say the kids together, but you're a kid too, sort of, no offense.
No offense taken.
So have you had a chance to talk to some of the players, and are they still kind of like rubbing their eyes going, I know this guy. He used to be a quarterback.
Right. I have. I've been to Christopher. That's where, our team's at mostly. Christopher is the largest town. So I talked to them. I had about 50 kids sign up to play football, which is great. I actually go to Ziegler today to talk to their school and get some more kids. And a lot of them do know me personally and, as the football player. So it's different for them to see me as the main guy. But, at the same time, I have been around for a long time and they know that I'm dedicated to this. So I think they, respect me.
Yeah, I'm sure this is going to be just such a fun journey for you. At the top, folks, I mentioned there were 3 names in the school. It's a co-op. A lot of people around the country, Grant, may not know what a co-op is. Could you explain that for them?
So a co-op is, I went to Christopher High School. we're the largest school. We could probably have a football program on our own, but we'd be like 1A. We'd be very small. It'd be hard to get numbers. So we have Ziegler High School, and then Royalton's another town that feeds into Ziegler, and we co-op together just for football. They have their own basketball programs, baseball, softball, that kind of stuff, but we co-op together for football. So all kids that go to Ziegler and Royalton play for Christopher, and we come together to form one team.
Wow. I got to be honest. I said wow because I am just so amazed. Not that every teenage kid's not well spoken. I'm just amazed that you're 20 years old and just so well spoken and so together on this interview to do this. Tell me, when did it dawn on you? Everybody knows the quarterback is kind of the coach on the field. When did it dawn on you that when your playing days were over, you might want to put a whistle around your neck?
Yeah, I didn't actually envision doing this, when I was younger. I loved football, and my plan was always to play college football. And like I said, obviously with COVID and different things, that plan just kind of got scrapped. And, I'm still home. I was going to school and talking to Coach Hargrove. I'm like, this is a way to carry on my football tradition and continue to, love the game. So it was a great opportunity. And ever since I stepped into the field of being an assistant coach, I knew this is something I wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah. What was the advice you got from Coach when you told him? Did he say anything to you like, "Hey Grant, have you lost your mind? Hey Grant, you may want to look out for this"? What kind of advice? Because I mean, the guy played at the top of the level of football, right?
Correct. Yeah, he played in the NFL for about 10 seasons or so. I got some good advice from him. Obviously, he said one of the hardest things is he knew the kids would respect me and all that, but the parents are going to come after you for being young. You're an easy target, but what he told me is somebody's always going to be unhappy. No matter if you're 10-0, you're 0-10, somebody's always going to be unhappy. So you just got to block out the haters and just continue to work hard.
Okay, and you said you've already met the kids, so now I'm trying to figure out, because there needs to be a chain of command here, right? There's got to be an authority figure, and you're kind of in that same age bracket as some of these kids. How are you going to handle that?
To me, it is going to be a little difficult at first, just getting used to it. But, I'm going to expect the same from all my players. I'm going to expect them to work hard, be committed, be there every single day, just like I'm going to do. And I'm not going to ask my players to do anything that I wouldn't be willing to do. You know what I mean? If I go back and I watch the film and we play football, I gave it everything I had every single play. I wasn't the biggest, wasn't the strongest, wasn't the fastest, but I played as hard as I possibly could every single down. And that's what I'm going to ask from them. And as long as they give me that, it's going to be successful.
Yeah, I don't think that's a very big ask. As the youngest high school football head coach in the country, that automatically means that all of your assistants are older than you, I would think, unless you hired a couple of buddies. So how's that going to work with you? Is your staff together? Do you have to go out and find people? What's that situation like?
So we're working on that. We have two guys coming back. Mike Fletcher, he works with the defensive side of the ball. He's been there for about 15 years. So that really helps. He's a teacher at the school. And then I have Kerry Hammonds coming back, who does a lot of the special teams. He's been there for about another 7 years. So I can really lean on them. They've been there for a long time, seen a lot. And then we are hiring 2 assistant coach positions right now. So we're looking at, I'm trying to get a mix really of older and younger guys. That way I can lean on guys that have done it before, and then young guys kind of like me that are energetic about it and really want to, help these kids get going. So I'm looking at a couple teammates that I played with in high school and things like that. And then we also have quite a few volunteers who have reached out to me that are going to help.
What do you think your biggest strength is, going into year one, so near to being out of high school? Do you think you do have some strengths? You talked about your energy there. I do think it's a strength that you're in that same area of age with kids. What do you think your strengths are?
I'd say my biggest 2 strengths, one would probably be able to just relate to the players. I feel like sometimes you get a lot of older guys that have a hard time understanding how much the game has changed. Me just coming out and playing it and being around it, I understand what these kids go through, school all day and then long practices, then film on Saturday and all that thing. So being able to relate to them. And then another thing is I'm just a big X and O kind of guy. I really love the scheme of offenses. I'm more of an offensive guy, but, like what Sean McVay's doing and all these guys, Kyle Shanahan, I love the scheme of the game.
What are some of the things that you feel that you're going to have to work on as you evolve from that quarterback a couple of years ago into the guy running the show with the program?
I'm definitely going to have to become a better leader. You know what I mean? Better speaker, just talking to the kids and being more in charge. You know, sometimes I just want to go over the offense side of the ball and work on putting in, you know, all kinds of jet sweeps and reverses and all those kind of things. And what, you know, really, I need to manage more things. I need to be over everything. I need to help the defense, help the special teams, make sure everything's in line like it's supposed to be.
I remember, you know, earlier on we were talking about this, but I want to go back to it, which is being that quarterback, that coach on the field. How much does that help you as you evolve into the head coaching position?
I think it definitely helps me a lot. Being quarterback, you know, people don't really understand what kind of dedication it takes to play that position. You have to know every single play. You know, you have to know every single route for all four wide receivers. You got to know what your running back does. Got to know what your offensive line does. You've got to know everything about the entire offense. And then not only that, you have to be the leader of the team. Everybody looks at you at the quarterback. You know what I mean? If you're playing well, everybody's up, they're going. If you're down, you have a bad attitude, then the team reflects that. So I think me being a quarterback for, you know, as many years as I was, it really helps me transition into this role much easier than if I played another position.
What are the goals you've set for the program and for yourself in year one?
In year one, you know, I'd really like to see a big up climb from last year. Last year we were 3-6, I believe. You know, I'd really like to hit that 5-win season for sure. Give ourselves a chance to be in the playoffs, which Christopher hasn't done since, I believe, 2008. So it's been a long time. We'd love to, you know, get into the playoffs. And then I'd really like to see more kids come out and be excited about football, build up our JFL program. And then just these kids become, you know, better students in the classroom, not causing problems in the classroom and just working on all those things.
Are you sure you're 20?
Yeah, I am.
Well, and
20 and 4 months.
So here's the question then. Going away, High School Football America doing a feature on you. You're going to be on NFL Play Football. Is it a big deal to you? I mean, it's a big deal to us to find somebody your age. Is it a big deal to you? And if it isn't, or if it is, why?
Well, you know, my mom reached out and I told her, I was like, Mom, why'd you do that? I'm like, because I'm not real big about the publicity and all those things. You know, I just want to get to work and I want these, you know, I want it to be more about these kids than me. But at the same time, I do understand this is a neat experience for me, a great opportunity. So I still want to, you know, be kind and take the interviews and do all those kinds of things. But I want to make sure it's more about the kids and that we're focused on winning and that kind of things.
I have no doubt you are going to be very, very successful. And, you know, moms are cool, man. I mean,
I know.
She's your mom. She's your publicist. She's your agent.
I couldn't do it without them, for sure.
I love it. Well, hey, congratulations on getting the job. We wish you nothing but success. And this is going to be fun to watch and see how you do. I'm sure sometime later on this year, we're going to get you back on and ask you the question, is it all that you thought it was going to be cracked up to be? So thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.